We are back for the last episode of season 4 of Invincible. This season went by fast as hell. Nonetheless, we're here to talk about the episode that dropped earlier today. Nothing crazy. It was a lot of good that came out of it, and it was some great setup for season 5. So let's get right into it. If anything I say, oh, you already know what you gotta do. Go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, follow if you want TikTok. Let's talk about it, y'all. So we see Mark absolutely petrified at just the thought of the Viltrumites potentially going to Earth. You know, he had that theory that that's where they were going by the end of the last episode. He comes back to Earth in this episode, immediately dubbing Omni-Man's plan that he didn't even get to finish. He's like, F all that. This is my plan. And Viltrumites think they can do anything with Earth. They gotta go through me. Dad, you better be right behind me because I'm not messing with Thrag at all. Honestly, I'm surprised that we saw Mark rushing Thrag by the end of this episode because we saw how much PTSD was experiencing throughout. Makes sense, right? They were just fighting this big war. Not only many lives were lost, not only did they blow up a planet, but also they didn't come out the victor, and the Viltrumites are still out here somewhere in the universe. But Mark gets these visions of Thrag pulling up, randomly killing his moms, Eve, Cecil, and laying waste to Earth. I felt that. I seen somebody just now complaining about how this episode had no action, the finale was trash. And to each their own, everyone's go value what they value. They call the finale trash because Mark takes the episode to process everything that then went down in the past 3 episodes that were all action-packed. Kinda insane to me personally. The brother just came back from a war where he watched his brother's lower jaw get knocked right off before seeing the same man casually just thrust his hand into Nolan's chest cavity. And before that, every intestine in bro's body got pulled out by a psycho in Conquest. Mark is a character that takes the time to process things. He's done that earlier in this season already. He did that a lot in season 3. After everything we got these past 3 episodes, I too am not mad that we got a little calm episode to get back to everything on Earth. Because we see there's been a lot of development since we've left. Eve done got thick after having an abortion. Obviously her and Mark have to have a conversation about that. Mark is very understanding and is just beating himself up. He was out here fighting this war, could not be here for his lady. Understandable. Yeah, really be coming at Mark for being emotional, but a lot of times it really do be valid when bro be emotional. Mind you, this man not even 20 yet, going through everything that he's going through in his life, and y'all be crying when this guy be crying over the shit that he's experienced. See that Debbie and Paul broke up, which gives Nolan an opportunity to slide back. Honestly, was very frustrated at this, low-key. I don't want to see Debbie and Nolan get back together. We went out into space with dude. Lord knows how long they go be gone for. I know his only objective is to get back in her good graces, amongst other things. But we'll see what comes from that. I mean, like she said, I would do the same thing for you, Mark. I gotta go out there and check on Oliver. On the topic of Telescria, we see Alan taking Thetis' spot on the council, talking to all these bickering heads who want nothing more than to see every Viltrumite life cooked, extinguished. Alan tries arguing with them, talking about some, hey, if it wasn't for Nolan, Mark, and Oliver, we would have had no chance of getting rid of even a little bit of them Viltrumite. And once we find them, we've acknowledged job's not finished. We're going right out to wherever they're at, which we know in this episode is Earth, which is also crazy to me that Cecil and them didn't pick up on any Viltrumite when they entered Earth's atmosphere. I was able to see when Mark and Oliver left Earth, but you can't see when 30 plus Viltrumites come onto Earth. That math not math. At the end of this episode, we see Alan get a message from Thetis, who tells him the location of the Scourge virus and lets him know, look, if you seeing this, that means I'm dead. If I'm dead, that means the chances of us taking out all these Viltrumites just got a lot slim. So you have to take some drastic measures that I wanted to take, but I couldn't at the point in time that I wanted to. Now I'm gonna need you to use that Scourge virus to get rid of every living Viltrumite. That includes Mark, Nolan, and Oliver, half-breed, lobster-loving bug-ass. It was a cool post-credit scene to lead things off on. I don't see Alan using this Scourge virus. And Nolan just have entirely too much of a great relationship, as well as him and Mark. And I just don't see him willingly sliming them out like that. You go have to get your weight up to deal with this man standing in front of you, which we have their interaction later on in this episode. Mark's flying around, he randomly runs into Thrag, and Thrag tells him, look, I don't want no smoke. Mark's not hearing that at first. He bravely charges in at Thrag, talking about some huss. That man with a 16-piece combo, all punches straight to the face. To no avail, Thrag just grabbed that boy's face and mushed him a couple meters back, creating some much-needed space. And goes on to say, look, I don't want no problems. As I just said, I don't even know why you came at me like that. Actually knowing how I get down. But anyway, I just wanted to let you know that we're here. You'll never see me again, but I want to let you know that the other 36 of my people will be integrating with your people, and then we'll be procreating with your people. Because we seen you, and we see what you're capable of. We've acknowledged that that's the only way we're going to preserve Viltrum. Yes, I called it Viltrum. You might as well start calling this planet Viltrum too. I had the audacity to blow up my planet and thought there wasn't going to be no consequences. It's crazy because Mark is blaming himself in this episode for a lot of why what happened. Thrag pointed out the fact that you being a half-breed as strong as you are is the reason why Viltrumites are going to be able to flourish later on in life. That further cements the point in Mark's head. That's very tough. Also love seeing Mark genuinely wrestle with agreeing with Thrag's term of allowing the Viltrumite species to live on this planet because he know he really don't got another choice. If he says no now, Thrag is going to speed blitz everybody's ever cared about on this planet. And he can't allow that. He knows right now he is not strong enough to F with Thrag. So he agrees to his terms begrudgingly, and just like that, Thrag is up out of here, but not before telling Mark that you done saved every living being on this planet. Like your father, I knew you was a lot smarter than you look. And that's where we end Invincible season 4. Really great season overall. I thought it was a great end to season 4 leading into season 5. A great job revisiting character relationships, exploring trauma from war. It was a much needed breather after them 3 episodes of straight on action. I understand the past 3 season finales we've had straight action, straight fight. But again, we just had 3 episodes worth of insane fight. It's okay to take a breather every now and then, I promise. The episode's entitled Don't Leave Me Hanging Here, so they knew what they were doing with setting up this episode is all I'm gonna say. One last thing I'm gonna say though is Cecil gaslighting the hell out of Mark and Omni-Man in this episode. You're mad at them for not being able to take out every other Viltrumite in existence. You would have had a much better chance of doing that if you let Conquest die instead of preserving his body. Mark better find out another day, because this guy has the audacity to say some shit like this to these 2 people. While he got members of the Guardians of the Globe lost across galaxy line. The finale an 8 out of 10, but I give this season a 9.5 out of 10 overall. Let me know what y'all thought of the season in the episode in the comments. For y'all fans of The Boys, I will be talking about The Boys going forward on my main channel. I have somewhere up here, so y'all go subscribe and follow me there for the recap.